Good morning, Saints man, with another week in the life of it's Saturday morning, and it's quite early, 8:20 by the clock, and it's Leicester Tigers at home for the Saints local derby. Big game this afternoon, so we'll get this done. 3-day week last week, just gone, because I had new set of tyres put on the van on Tuesday, which cost me an arm and a leg, but I knew what they were going to cost. But I've put Michelin all season tyres, £150 a corner, plus VAT, so 720 quid, thank you very much. But they look awesome. They were on the Doblo. When I got the Doblo, they were already on there, they'd just been put on. And I did 130,000 in the Doblo, and they were still about 5 mil of tread on there. So decent tyres. I've been the budget tyre route before, and it's always 30,000 and they're just scrubbed or they're just not brilliant. So that's the way I decided to go. So we got them on Tuesday. A diabetic review Tuesday afternoon, which went okay. I have lost £9 in weight over a month, which is good. But the visceral fat is still too high. But it's not as high as it was. So hopefully we're going to keep going and see how we get on. And then Wednesday, Darren had it for a small service, oil change, filter. We was going to put a DAB radio in. We didn't. A, the radio didn't arrive. And B, we both decided that it weren't going to make much. It made a bit of difference, but for the cost and how to get it in properly, because the aerial in Mercedes Vito is in the windscreen. I haven't got a clue why, but yeah, not brilliant. But anyway, let's go back. First of all, fuel. My fuel last week was 112, which is slightly higher, but next week it's gone down to 19. So, we have come down. Monday, I'd got a job booked in from Kettering to the NEC, which I should have originally done on the Thursday, like the week before, but they got the wrong day. And we did that. We picked that up and got it up to the NEC just after 9. I was booked in between 8 and 10. If you ever do a delivery to the NEC, you must have, for a show, you've got to have a barcode and a reference. And if you haven't, which a lot of them hadn't, they were queuing up. I went straight through. Bloke's got a scanner, scan the barcode, told me which hall to go to. There's probably 200 vans trying to get in, and most of them hadn't got a booking slot. So they was just stood there until they got one from their company. So, quick tip, NEC, get a booking barcode. Get it on a sheet of paper. You've got it then. From there, I got a job quite quickly. Birmingham, just round the corner, Marston Green to Wolverhampton. Short job, and I was going to stay local because I've got to get back to Monday night. And then a third job I got from the West Midlands. It was Dudley and Dudley. And that was going to Stevenage, which is fair enough. And it got me just on target for the day. So Monday was quite good because I did 3 jobs, nothing massive, but enough to get me on target. Obviously Tuesday, Wednesday off. Thursday, I was back in Kettering. But I got a job to Bristol, wait and return, back to Kettering. Absolutely ideal. A day's money. In fact, it was more than a day's money, so that was ideal. And I then picked a job up. I got back to Kettering for about 2:30, 2:45, and I managed to get a job then. And it was 2 pickups, both in Northampton, going to a garage in Stony Stratford. It was taking doors for fridges to Stony Stratford and the fittings. Nice, easy job. It took a while. I had a bit of waiting time on it, actually, which the shipper was happy to pay. And made it a fantastic day. Absolutely brilliant day. It was £5 short of 300 quid that day. So we had a really good day. And then yesterday, Friday, I decided I was going to try and stay localish. I hadn't got a job until Thursday about 7 o'clock at night, when a job come on from a local shipper to where I was, and it was going 2 drops, Peterborough and Spalding, picking up in Wellingborough. And it's a very poor area, Spalding. It really is. But I put a biggish quote on it, well over. It's about £1.30 a mile. Thinking if I don't get nothing, and that took me over target for the 3 days. As in well over target. And yeah, I got it, and it was printing stuff, and we dropped that off. And amazingly, there was a job out of Bourne going to Milton Keynes, which was ideal. And I managed to get that as well. So it was only 10 miles from Spalding. It was Pinchbeck, a place called Pinchbeck. Went across to Bourne, picked up, and I was in Milton Keynes delivering by, say, up as 12. And I got to the delivery address. I've got 9 boxes, and it was shut. It was not just shut, it was empty. The unit was empty, and there was workmen in there ripping stuff out. It's like, well, that's handy. Anyway, I looked on Google for the company, and they were in a different address in Milton Keynes. Phoned the shipper, told him it was shut. He was staggered because he said he'd been there 2 months ago. I said, well, there's nothing here. And yes, they'd moved, but they had got the next door to the unit they was originally in. They'd moved next door, but just to keep it there. But there was no one there. But they'd got this new big unit, which was a mile down the road. So I said, should we take, what do you want me to do? He said, do you want to go to the new unit and make sure it's all there? And it was. They said, yeah, we moved out of there 6 weeks ago. So, yeah, it's handy to let people know. But, yeah, it's all good. They said they are in number, I went to number 6 where they was originally, which was empty. Number 5, a smaller unit. Apparently there was someone there, but it didn't even have their name or their company on or nothing. So we got rid of it. Bit of faffing around. Shipper was really good. He had another tenner on the job. That was my week. So 3-day week, which is not ideal, but you need to get stuff done. You need to get new tyres sorted. You need to get hospital appointments. If I've got a day off for one reason, I try and do 3 or 4 things in that same day, or 2 or 3 different things while I've got the day off. So anyway, we did 814 miles over 3 days, 21 hours driving, 27 hours duty, so average 9 hours a day, and the money was 630 plus VAT, which come out at 756, and that means £75.60, 10% to the VAT man, and then that left me with £680.40, which comes out at £226 per day. Now, I work out my fuel cost now, following someone else does it on YouTube. Let me think, who is it? Delivery Man. That's who it is. I watch it. He does a video each day. Very nice bloke, and he breaks his costs down. So I thought, well, I'll do my fuel costs, how much a fuel costs me per day. I've got fixed costs. I know what that costs me, and then my wages. See what it comes out at. So my fuel was for the whole day for the 800 was £89.54. Let's get that right. 11, yeah, because I work out on 11 pence a mile on fuel, so it was £89. This is for the week. My fixed costs I do at £60 a day. It would be normally more, but now I'm not having January off. I'm probably going to work 2 or 3 more weeks more than what I normally do. And my wages come out of that as well. And it works out, I've made over £120 profit on the week, which goes into other items where I put money aside ready to get another van, which, touch wood, it won't be for a long while. But I try and build a little bit of a pot up. So it was a good week. We haven't got nothing booked in next week yet. Friday afternoon, once I finished Friday lunchtime, we was out and about, and I hadn't got the feed on, and I didn't put the feed on until later on. But we'll see what happens. Should have an unrestricted week next week, full week, and next 3 weeks I should be unrestricted. Then we've got a week's holiday. There's 4 of us going to Spain in second week in November. So, and it's also coming around to about a month and a half away from my insurance, my goods in transit, and public liability. And then the end of the year is my CX subscription. So we've got some bills coming out. It's all fine. It's all what it's about. And we'll see what the costs are. Hope you had a good week yourselves. My good friend Dave Taylor at Anvil Logistics, he had a cracking adventure. He went to Inverness and back. He's on the YouTube as well. I'll mention a couple of YouTubers. James at Freddie Fletcher, he's on YouTube. He's got some really good information there on his vans and his work. So these are guys you could want to follow as well. Dave at Anvil Logistics, he drives a crafter, long wheelbase, and the delivery man, who I've just sort of found some reason his videos popped up, and he's got a long wheelbase as well, and he's based in on the east coast. So they're definitely ones to find. So anyway, hope you're doing well, and hope the Saints win today.